Yeah, this is the Ebonics edition of Xbox Frontline News. Now, a lot of this stuff might go over a lot of you dudes' heads, or it might hit. But what I'm going to ask you to do today is get out your Urban Dictionary, because I'm going to be having a lot of references that represents street knowledge. You had one day, not a wake up is here. We had one day and a wake up. The day is here. You got to understand exactly what we're about to do is the stuff that you suckers fear. You PlayStation dudes, y'all about to get schooled on trigonometry. You've been tricked. Got a duppy bag, dummy. Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, before we get into any of that street knowledge, before we get into trigonometry, before we get into 120 degrees, before we even elevate our mindscape, I'm going to bring something to you. Now, like, follow, and subscribe, yada, yada, yada. This is for my real rights. We're going to get right to the meat and potatoes of the situation. First and foremost, I got to let you know Sony did a dummy move. Sony put themselves in a position where it's a no-win situation, right? This is a dummy move, right? They saw a bag and they thought the bag was good. Remember, all money is not good money, and all situations are not great. You don't ever walk over to a situation where it's a dead fish and you think you can bring it back to life. We know, like everybody else, physical media is dying, right? Tell me why stupid Sony goes over there and says, "Hey, Disney, I hear that you're getting rid of your distribution. I like to get your distribution." Why would you want distribution of all physical media? That's like when Netflix is coming out and going to online and streaming. I go buy Redbox and think I'm going to be pumping CDs in the street on every corner, where Netflix is on every television. How long do you think that lasts? It's the ignorant, boneheaded moves over at Sony that keeps them in the red. You heard? These are the reasons why they pockets looking funny in the light. This is the exact reason why Sony, hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do over here. We don't play with those dudes. We're going to keep the boot on Kong neck this whole generation. You think it's a joke, you think it's a game. You're going to faint your own self out of position. Rome is burning, and it's burning from within. Now, that was a little sidebar. That was something I didn't even really need to go into. But I'm going to show you how dudes play. Like, y'all thought y'all was getting games. Y'all thought these games was good. Those are the duppy move. That's the fake out. The feds is watching. So you don't think the FTC is looking to see if we play nice in the yard? You know I want to bang you out, pause. They know I want to bang you out, pause. But I'm playing nice. I'm giving you commissary. I'm sliding you meals. I'm keeping you alive long enough so I can just finish you off later on. So I give you 4 stimulus packets and you run with that. You think you good. You think you Gucci. You think you over there on the side. You living life. Your people's, their guards is down. Not knowing exactly what I'm about to do to you. You see, when you think about it, knowledge is the key, right? They say the rap game's like the crack game, but I think the video game and the stock market is where the real gangsters roll. Cutthroat dudes that be way out of control. And you can see it for what it is. You see how they let people go when they do stuff like that. They don't care. It's not personal. It's business, ma. You got to get this work. So check it. Before I get into those stimulus packets and y'all thinking y'all slick and y'all pulled over something, y'all stupid. The CEO was watching. I slid you a cupcake just to let him think that me and you good. That's how it goes. But before we get to that, let me get to this. Sony over in the UK drops the price of the PlayStation. They also changed the size of the brick. You didn't notice. They gave you a slim brick, charged you more, and did away with the old caps. Right? So Big Bertha is no longer in circulation. You just worrying about slim now. That's how PlayStation used your mind against you. They got rid of Bertha, threw out a slim with the same components, raised the price, and like a fiend, you ran for it. But somebody's buying them up because the math ain't adding up. Because if I give you work to bump off and then you don't bump off the work, or you say you bump off the work, but then you still got product, but you come with my cash, something ain't adding up. Something wrong. Back to tricknology, right? This is street knowledge. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get the work. So check it. Sony faking numbers and fudging stuff over here. They think they're going to get away with it, but man, nobody really care right now. So they dropped the price in the UK, the main battleground for where Microsoft is trying to make bank. Microsoft has been trying to dig into that fan base for a second. So what Microsoft do? Series X, they drop it lower. You understand, when you have capital, you can drop the price of the brick lower than somebody else because you can withstand the rain. They can't. So what you gonna do? You wait them out. You see how long it's gonna take for them to flinch. How long before they forced out. So what you do is you starve them out. They're not making no money off the brick. So if you're selling the brick, let's say they selling the PlayStation 5 for what? 3 and some change, right? Let's say 4. They margin is $375. They ain't making too much off the brick. But here come Microsoft right here to backdoor you, sell at $350. What up? Got that. Same thing. Got that. $350. What up? You saw those 4 stimmies that we send over there? Here's where the stimmies come back. We got that right there for the low inside Game Pass. You ain't even got to spend that $70. We got that. We got samples. You can come get that. What? What, are you serious? Yeah, man. With every bump you get a sample. So wait a second. You mean to tell me those 4 games that these dudes is out here pitching is over here inside your service, the Game Pass joint for $16? Yeah, got that. Hurry up and take that. Get up out of here. You see how the okie doke happens? You see how you got tricked out of position? You see how street economics work? You sucker. You don't really understand exactly what they're doing to you. All money ain't good money. All stimulus packages don't work the same. Just like those suckers that got those stimulus packages but had to pay back bread. You get reliant on these. You top heavy. First part of the season, you top heavy. You don't even look right. Think about it. You got nothing for the next half of the year. You're gonna come back scratching like a fiend. Yo, remember those stimmies that you hit me with? Remember when your stimulus checks ran out? How y'all dudes was looking out here? I had dudes in the statue community buying statues crazy when they was getting stimmies. Crazy. Soon as it dried up, what happened? These dudes just disappeared. Statues for sale. On God and them, as I'm lying, I'm dying. I'm telling you right now, I got at least 15 to 20 statues for sale. Ain't moving. Back when stimmies was popping, those statues were gone. Same day I post. And I'm not, I just need space. Like that whole shelf over there, I want space. Because I want to do a whole thing. I got space. I got another room upstairs. I got space. I want to do stuff. I want to move them. See what happens. See what happens when the stimmy dries up. Dudes don't got bread, so they reliant, right? That's gonna be Sony. Sony gonna be a dried up fiend looking for another fix. And what we gonna do? Stall them out. Soon as this deal done with the FTC, soon as everything is good and everything is calm and the CEO's not watching, we're gonna slide up in that cell. You're gonna get what you get. You thought it was a joke. You thought the king took a day off. The king was just processing, looking at the moves. See, when you're watching 4D chess, you gotta go back to the basics. You gotta go back to the science. And I sat there and I manifested knowledge born, wisdom, cipher, divine. Always. And I sat there and I looked and I saw it. Then I saw it crystal clear, exactly for what it was. Oh, they got the power play in motion. They squeezing these dudes. They know damn well they ain't making no money here. They're going to put this out to their community. For those dudes that's looking for the come up. You say, oh, you like those games? We got those games over here for the Lolo. Oh, and you was in the market for a console. We got that for the Lolo. So you got the same brick, cheaper. With the games, it's cheaper. Who's the fool? See, this is the difference between $1 trillion company and $1 billion company. Your mind is stuck in the mud. You out here buying DVDs. Who on the streets pumping DVDs but Sony? You buckethead. While everybody's worrying, oh, is Microsoft going all digital? Are they out the game? Or they cut distribution. Let limited run distribute that. Get at the shorty, man. Let them bump off that work. You are a meatball head. You got to really look at exactly what you're doing. You hustling backwards, you monkey. I'm telling you exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you just don't see it. That's why Kong is dead. Y'all don't understand. He's stuck in his old ways. He ain't evolving. The hustles change. Nobody's doing that no more. But here you go, getting distribution for stuff that nobody wants. You sick in the head. You're a noodle neck. There's something wrong with you. Your head just bopping and flopping. Look at you. Well, we get back to the part of the thing where y'all guys start to look over and the Xbox games start to churn out. That Call of Duty and Game Pass. All those Diablos in Game Pass. That Back and Pat, all that stuff start working. The full slate is inside Game Pass. Oh, Hellblade 2 hit Game Pass. Avowed hit Game Pass. Oh, what's going on next? Then you have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Indiana Jones, hitting Game Pass. Then y'all over there, what we get? Starve you out, you goofy. You just got starved out. Do you see? You was about to launch a PlayStation 5 Pro with no games. No first party, nothing. Grand Theft dubbed you. You ain't getting that till next year. So what you pushing? Nothing. What's in the box? Nothing. So when Xbox drops Brooklyn to go up against you and we got haptic feedback and all that other stuff, you can't compete. They took it right down to the mud, right down to the street. They hold the line right there. The line was crossed in the sand, you goofy. That's exactly what happens. And it takes knowledge of self to understand exactly you played yourself and you just didn't see it happening. Tell you all the time, all money ain't good money. And if you're going up against big bank, always remember, big bank take little bank. And your pockets looking kind of funny in the light, Sony. Well, this is the part in the video where I'm going to tell you, like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm going to throw that logo right over there. Because y'all know what it is. Try to play the Game Pass.